All right, next one. A freight train traveling with a velocity of a negative 4.0 meters per second begins backing into a train yard. Again, notice it's backing up and the velocity is negative. Again, um, you're communicating the direction of the motion, right? So you have to include those sign conventions. If the train's average acceleration is negative 0.27 meters per second squared, what is the train's velocity after 17 seconds? Again, I'm going to start by making sure I understand everything that I know, all my givens, and I can say from experience, guys, that I have been stuck on test questions when I was taking these types of courses, and I could not figure out what I should do in terms of my calculations. And then out of desperation, I made a list of everything that the question gave me over here on the side. And after being able to see it all at once, I was able to figure out what to do. I got that question correct. Okay? So this does take, a couple of seconds, but it's well worth it. It's well worth it. Alrighty, let's see. All right, so for this one, we're actually going to start to use one of the kinematics, but we're going to use a rearranged version. All right, we're going to solve for final velocity. All right, final velocity. And so I know that final velocity is equal to the average acceleration. I'm going to multiply that by time, right? Because acceleration is meters per second squared. If I'm multiplying that by something that's a second, like the unit is a second, one of the seconds on the denominator of the acceleration cancels out, so I'm just back to meters per second, which makes sense because that is the velocity unit, right? Meters per second. Just in case you ever forget how to set up your equation, you can use the units to help you. And then whatever that initial velocity was. So I have all three of these things already. I have the average acceleration, I have my delta t, and I have my initial velocity. So now I'm in a position to plug and chug. Initial velocity, negative 0.27 meters per second squared. I'm going to multiply that by my, 17 seconds. What else do I have? That's going to be plus a negative initial velocity. And so my final velocity here is negative 8.6 meters per second. And again, looking at the question itself, I see two sig figs, so my answer needs to have two sig figs.